Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Duping the Vibes video. I've been wanting to do this and I've been wanting to do this with many palettes, but we're going to start with the Natasha Denona Retro palette. And why is that? Because it's grey outside, it has been raining, and I'm feeling all the mauve vibes. My makeup doesn't show that because I'm still very much into the warm yellowy browns. It matches my pants today. Shall I show you my pants? I have beautiful pants. Anyways, here we are. And what I'm gonna do today is go into my collection and see if I can put together something similar, reminiscent to the new Natasha Denona Retro palette, but in my own way, because I don't like too much cool tones, too much gray silvers, and I do prefer red burgundies versus berry purples. That said, it's not gonna be a perfect dupe. That's not the goal of this video. It is just to make a mauve burgundy palette that I will hopefully be using. And yeah, let's tilt you down, pull out all of my palettes and see where we get to. Here we go. I have my phone with a few Instagram posts of people who have swatched this palette, and I'm going to go through the different, let's say, rows and columns and color stories that are in there. I want to start with what to me is the star of the show, and a burgundy mauve palette, which are the reds, burgundies, which is not bright reds but more like burgundy reds. I have quite a few interesting shades in this palette. I have, for example, this is from the 35M of Morphe, but I'm specifically looking for Cherry Cola by Makeup Geek. This I think is Facet, yeah, by Colourpop. And then from Lethal Cosmetics, one of my favorites that I used recently is this one right here, which is Franctic. I will manage without breaking anything. And what am I still missing? Bitten by Makeup Geek. And of course from the newer Makeup Geek ones, the same ones. I don't want to break this palette. Which are these guys right here, which is the new Bitten. I'll keep the new Bitten because you can't get the old one anymore. And I'm also gonna take out everything on this line, which is Getting Figgy with it, and this pale, which is Cupcake. Kind of gives you a little bit of a vibe. And let's see which ones are most interesting to go in this palette. This one is Cherry Cola. It's such a good shade. I wish they had brought it out also in the newer version. Facet by Colourpop. And then we have the new Bitten. And by the way, my hands are clean and quite dry, so if swatches catch, that's a reason. And then we have Getting Figgy with it, which is a bit of a more mauve and less reddish color, and then Cupcake. I ran out of wipes, so I'm cleaning myself on a towel, but my hands stay stained. So I'm loving Franctic. I knew I would. This is Cherry Cola, Facet, I kind of want them all, but they're very similar actually. So for example, Facet and Getting Figgy with it are very similar. I'll keep Getting Figgy with it. And Bitten. Let's see, I'm gonna start like this. Then there is also a very dark brown, which I was thinking of pulling out actually a new shade for me, which is Corrosion by Lethal Cosmetics. You can see it's virgin, untouched, but I think it's a very good deep brown with a bit of a reddy purpley undertone. That will look very good here. And I think at this point I can put away Cherry Cola because this one does the same thing. Yeah, it's a very similar shade actually to Cherry Cola. Oh, I'm happy about that. That was kind of the idea of buying this shade. And then we have I'm just scrolling through different color stories that this palette has. It's quite a bit, how do you call it, schizophrenic. Something that I also like is the shade Imago. It's one of my favorite mauve shades to add. And it's just this very flattering mauve neutral. And it's darker than Cupcake and quite a bit on a shade in itself. I need to see if I want to keep Cupcake in there because it's not really a shade that she has in the palette. But there is a lighter, an even lighter, cooler toned eyeshadow in there, which maybe I can find in this row right here. I'm feeling like this one might be it. This is the shade Blushing Beauty. That is it's less warm, more cool toned. Looks much more, maybe it's a bit too purple compared to the one in the palette. Do I have something similar in another of my palettes? Like how about Petal Pusher? Kind of looks like the same shade actually. This is still Makeup Geek, but it's one of the old shades. Yeah, it's very similar. It's just a touch lighter. And lighter still, I also have Confection, which is a very light. This looks a lot like one that is in the palette, isn't it? There is a pale pink in there as well. The other option for pale pink is Colourpop, Makeup Geek Sorbet, which is a more warm tone. And this could look like a little bit that off-white shade that she has in the palette. So I might have them both. Then there's like this one warm, I don't know, almost coppery shade. I'm very confused. It looks like a little bit of a very warm rosy shade. I don't know if Misty by Colourpop could be something that could look like it. Right there. It has a bit of a pink shift, but it has a warm base. I like that idea. And then something very sparkly. She has this topper shade, and for that I might actually be searching through my Glamshop shadows. Not in this palette. And maybe this one actually. This one right here is called Nymph. Let me swatch it. It looks like a pinky sparkle. Oh yes, yes, this is gonna be perfect. It's just a sparkly bomb. That looks very much like a dupe for the shade in the palette. The shade Psychedelic would be this one. And I like the idea so far. Then I'm missing a little bit more of the neutral side of things. I feel like we're very pink heavy right here, and that's not completely the idea. Something that I would like probably in here is something more cool toned, like this guy right here, which is Mesmerized by Makeup Geek. I'm pretty sure they have it in the new formula as well, which is, I don't know, it's a cool toned metallic. And now that I think about it, I should also have a new Glamshop one that I bought that is a neutral, it's a cool tone, sorry, nude, neutral, cool tone neutral, which is the shade Frozen Brown. But I think, yeah, Frozen Brown is really more brown and silvery. I don't think it fits in here as well as Mesmerized. One shade that kind of called my name now that I was in my Glamshop palette is this one right here. It's the shade Balovi from the Glamshop Remix palette that I depotted, because I wanted to keep only the shimmers because that was what was most interesting to me, which is this beautiful cranberry shade with like lilac purple shimmers. And it reminds me maybe a little bit of Lethal Cosmetics Euphoria, which is also a beautiful shade, but much more just a simple, let's say, metallic right here, and a little bit deeper. They're quite similar though, so both of these are quite nice, but I would prefer a sparkle if I had to choose, obviously. Another shade I don't have in this palette yet is the shade Jude, I think it's called, which looks like a little bit of a neutral, almost cool toned shimmer. And I could either go with Mesmerized for that, or is something like Color Drain Amazon Basin something that could go in here? That's a little bit warmer toned even. Makeup Geek Luna could be an option, which actually seems very pretty. Oh, this one is a beautiful mauve shimmer, like very light, oh, not so taupe, but has a hint of pink in here. I'm gonna just be making my own palette that has nothing to do with the Natasha Denona one, but that's fine, right? That's all good. I have here, I see quite a lot of mid-tones, 1 or 2 light colors. What is this one? This is a nice mid-tone pink, which could be the shade Hello. Taking a break for a moment because I'm getting really schizophrenic with this palette. Let me try also Nocturnal in here. I don't know where to put it anymore. For the very deep brown, I think that could fit. Because the other option would be Inglot 298 could be a good option because it's a very dark chocolatey brown. I personally like this one better than that one in terms of shades. Other mauves that I like are Artemisia by Nabla Cosmetics. It's a beautiful mauve shade. A little bit pulling a little bit more pink and cool toned. That actually I also see in the palette. And maybe the shade Leon, more for the neutral brown. Yeah, that will be beautiful. And this is getting more shadows than the Natasha Denona palette, I know. Please be patient with me. I have a lot of passions in makeup. Here I have some purples, I wonder, because there's a very deep shimmery purple in there, but I don't think I have anything like it. I do have this guy right here, though, which is Cherry Shape, or Cherie Shape from Nabla. Oh, which is, yeah, very similar to that, is it? Okay, which it does not fit actually with anything in the palette, except for that shimmer is very similar to this one. Darkest shimmer that I have is this one, but it's a real purple, and that's not the idea in here. I don't know that I have a shimmer like that. I might actually let it be. It's fine. This one right here is from Lethal Cosmetics, but I don't think it fits in here. I am toying with the idea of putting in also some purples in here. I have these beautiful deep ones. That's Cherie Shape, and this is the shade Unity by Lethal Cosmetics. But I really like Cherie Shape in there because it has this, I don't know, it does pull berry with a little bit more purple. So let me just drop this in here and see if I can build a color story that is a little bit of a mix between all of these, with maybe even an optional sparkle. This is the shade Glasswork by Nabla. This is really a topper, a cool toned topper that I barely use. I got it actually used from someone who was decluttering it. Okay, so I would have light shades. They look a little bit repetitive. I will need to narrow this down. We have some more pinky shimmers. We have some mauvey mid-tones like this. And then we move into these that are more red tones. These are two cool toned shimmers, a purple and a brown, like a more chocolatey brown. And fishing into other palettes, I found the shade Illusion by Glamshop, which is a marble, I believe. It doesn't say in the back. Should it say in the back? No, it doesn't. Which I think is this amazingly shiny eyeshadow right here. Let me see if I can catch the light. And I think I might want it in there. And one more option right here, which is Verve by Nabla, which is a warmer shade. Let me clean my arm and then I'll come back to swatch and pick up a color story, and here that is. Semi-cohesive, I would say. That would be nice. Okay, here I am. Let's get swatching. And here are the mattes. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 mattes just in itself. The palette in total has 15 shades, I think. So this is already problematic. But for example, I don't think I'd ever wear both of these very light shades. So I would probably pick for myself the more warm toned pink. And this is Sorbet. So I'll put Confection away. I think it was in this palette as well. Maybe it was in the pink one. Probably in the pink one. Then of these mid-tone ones, which are 1, 2, 3 of them, and 4, these 4, they're all a little bit different. I have a hard time. I think maybe Cupcake and Verve are the ones that are least similar to each other, and Verve gives me more spring vibes, more pink than anything, so I'm gonna put Verve away. Again, no idea in what palette, but I'll keep these as the lighter ones. And matte, these guys right here, the midtones are very, very similar. I'm surely keeping Franctic, that's like not even a question. That's this guy right here. And then of these ones, I am thinking that getting Figgy with it is warmer, and I think it looks very nice, but Imago is much more unique, and I know that I really like using these two together, so I would probably keep them. And Imago, compared to the shade Artemisia and Imago are quite different. Even though in the pan they don't look so different, they are. Same discussion can be done with the shade Leon right here, which is a more neutral brown, which I like. I also like this one. To be honest, I like them all. Are they all three necessary though? I don't know. I'm gonna take Bitten out right here because I don't know if it's actually the swatching that it doesn't swatch very well, but I like Franctic better as a shade. And then Corrosion and this Inglot one are quite nice deepening shades. Let's see if with the shimmers I get a little bit further. So this was the shade Nymph, which is a Turbo Glow from Glamshop, which is a beautiful shiny shade with pink and gold sparkle. Definitely having that one. Then I said I wanted to keep Illusion, which is this. I don't love this formula, but the shade is like, the impact of them is really strong. Can I show them to you? Maybe like this, maybe like this. They're both like super pretty. And this one I would use possibly with this guy. So like this and like this. Like this is a look for me, for example. And for Nymph, I would probably pair it with, yeah, a mid-tone like this. And then put even this in the crease. That's not bad. Then I got the shade Luna, that was to pair with this deeper brown and to have a little bit of a more warmy tone in there. I don't know if it's warm enough, I have to say. The other option would be Grandstand, but I think this is too warm. Oh, but it's beautiful. And what would it fit with? Also the reds. See, I'm not narrowing it down, am I? Mesmerize was an idea as well for a cool toned. But at this point, if I'm keeping Illusion, I'm not keeping Mesmerized. So that one goes. And then for the pinks, this is again the Glamshop Remix palette shadow. That is very bright. It goes very well with the shade Verb that however I put away. So I would get that away. And then Misty is also more of a warm, it's like a Valentine's Day shade somehow. And I would probably pair that with this, yes. And this, for example, would work well. And then finally this topper right here, which I don't think I need actually. Nope, that can go. Other shimmers, I have Snowberry by Nabla, but that is quite underwhelming. I have Moscow Sunrise by Colourpop. I used to love this shade a lot, but it's very similar to Misty. But Misty has more sparkle, so that can go. Let me see what Natasha put in there. I mean, she's brilliant. Why not? There's a more pinky shimmer and a deeper, warmer also brown, it seems like to me. Very nice, dark, shimmery brown. Do I have such a shade? I have the shade Tribeca, which is a cool tone, deeper brown, but I find that it's a little bit lackluster when it comes to shimmer. Actually, it's pretty much a satin, and I don't love satins. I want drama. And how about the shade Macadamia by Glamshop? This is a velvet with a burgundy base and a green flip. I think it would look amazing with Franctic, actually. And maybe, I know it's a bit obvious for me to put in some green in there, but hey, that's my favorite shades, right? A purple that I have is this one right here, which is Figovitz, what is it called? Ficus by Glamshop, but no, this one does not fit at all. Can you even see it? Like, I don't think this fits. I'll put it here, maybe I can show it to you a little bit better. That angle camera does not help, does it? I moved you like this because my light has gone almost completely. It started to rain, so we're in a very cool toned situation. But these are all the swatches that I put together so far, and I'm still really not closer to getting a smaller palette. Because, yeah, we have lots of medium toned mattes right here. These three I need to make a choice for. And the problem is that I like them all. I might actually take Imago out and keep getting Figgy with it by Makeup Geek, because it's a little bit warmer and a little bit different. And then I'll keep Leon because that one gives me the neutral that will go well with this. And then in terms of shimmer, we have Luna or Grandstand. I think I'll keep Luna in here better. And look, we narrowed it down to 15 eyeshadows. That's pretty nice, I would say. Let me swatch them all together again. And here is my final palette. I'm showing you from my hands because I think it shows better the shades. I think there's a nice mix of light shades, lots of mauves, a little bit of a more plummy berry, a little bit more of a red, and this indeed is Headliner, not macadamia, my bad. And here are the swatches. I think it all quite flows together. There's a mix of more browns, more mauves, and quite a bit of a different options in this palette. Definitely not a dupe for the Natasha Denona one, but more of a dupe in the vibes, as I said at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this video. All the names of the eyeshadows will be in the description box down below. Let me know if you picked up the palette and if it's the one that you were waiting for from this release. I didn't get into it, but I'm clearly not buying the palette. And yeah, I will enjoy mine for the next few weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!